So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're both equally stressed out this week.
I mean, you just dropped like a bomb, and then you're like, oh, by the way, we have to do the podcast in like 30 minutes. So
Listen, Glory, my bad. The bomb will be dropped in due time to the public.
in like a day.
Yeah, we'll probably tweet it from the podcast account, even though it has nothing to do with the podcast.
Well, it does.
I mean, it does. Hopefully people actually join, because I've been
Dude.
retweeting it every single time we tweet the link out, even though we can't like announce what's happening quite yet.
No, not yet.
But I'm really not looking forward to it this week.
I'm so excited. I can't
You can't say anything about who it is.
I can't say anything.
I mean, I think the worst part is that after we confirm this very magical thing, we confirmed another interview like 15 minutes after that.
Yeah.
So now there's 4 interviews that day plus the thing that's happening. So you and I are just not going to be with the program.
I'm literally going to pass out.
Yeah, so that's super sick.
Looking forward to that.
So no live music, stay inside. But we got music to talk about. Lots of albums released this week. And we're on a time crunch, so we're just gonna get going right into it.
Let's get right into it.
So Escape the Fate dropped an album, Chemical Warfare. What'd you think of this, Corey? What'd you think? What?
I'm not the biggest fan of Escape the Fate, so I wasn't the biggest fan of this album.
Okay, all right.
That's really all I have to say. It's not my genre, and I felt like it dragged on a lot. Like they could have stopped maybe like 5 songs after then. I think, how many songs are on there? Like 17?
No.
It felt like it was a 17. Like
I don't
how
know.
many are on there?
I don't know how to
So
feel about
Escape
this
the Fate?
record. Yeah. I really don't know how to feel about this record.
12.
Yeah, it was only 12 songs. But like
It was so long. It's only 38 minutes.
it definitely felt like it went on a lot longer than it actually did.
It did.
But this album has one of my favorite songs of the year on it so far. Not My
Really?
Problem.
Okay.
With
Wow, of the year so far.
Yes, I've listened to it over 100 times according to Last FM.
Wow.
So I have very much enjoyed this track.
Okay, that's
And
good.
I mean, most of the other singles off the record I thought were misses, but I genuinely did think that there were more bright spots on this album than there were low points.
Yeah.
The whole song with the violin person that was a single is starting to grow on me. It's still
Yeah.
not my favorite thing that's come out ever.
Yeah.
But it's certainly not awful. But yeah, man, I don't know. I this is exactly what I expected from this record though.
Mhm.
Was like some high points, some low points, and some
lot
what
of
the
low
fuck
points.
some what the fuck points. That's
Yeah.
literally what I thought I was going to get into when I pressed play on this record. That's exactly what we got.
Yeah.
So at least they lived up to that.
For one thing, they lived up to it.
They
so that's
lived
good.
up to that, but like I said, it's hard for me to like completely shit on it because number one, it really wasn't that bad, and number two, not my problems on there, which infinitely increases
just
the
carries
value of
the
this
record
record.
for you.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's fair. All right. Hail the Sun dropped a new album, New Age Filth. So
God,
true.
it's so true. I mean,
I liked this album.
yeah,
I said it.
I did too. I enjoyed this record. It was very good. The fucking parasite song, the parasitic fucking
Parasitic Cleanse.
yeah, that song has no right being as groovy as it really is. Absolutely no right.
Love a good groovy song.
Absolutely no right being that groovy. So that was easily my favorite song. I'm not one to name favorite songs because we listen to these albums once or twice.
Once,
But
yeah,
that
once.
that one stuck out.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I mean, it's just like not my genre, so it's not like I'm gonna come back to it.
You're using my excuse right now.
I am using your
kind
excuse.
of offended, but I'll let it slide.
It's not my genre. I saw Matt from Pulses tweeted out like, yeah, the new Hail the Sun album was good, but I'm just kind of like burnt out of that kind of genre that they're doing. So it's not even that I'm burnt out, it's just that it's not the typical thing I listen to, so it's not like I'm gonna go back to it as great as it was. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the type of genre that I try to look for. Like, it's like if I can't find the one thing I like, this is the next thing that I try to go for.
Hmm.
So I did really enjoy it. Again, I don't. Maybe my attention span has just gone down, but this album felt like it dragged on a bit too.
This
Is it?
album felt super duper short. Like I looked at the track list, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be, typical album length, and then it was at like 15 minutes. The shit was over. I'm like, what? How the fuck did that happen?
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of what is it? The Offspring record. I had to skip that one.
Oh man, we're gonna get to that in due time. We got Hail Sun to chat about right now.
Hail Sun was good. I was thinking of the Offspring record. That one dragged on way too long, and I stopped halfway through and skipped to something else. So
it's so true.
But yeah, it was good.
While She Sleeps dropped an album, Sleep Society.
So true.
I know we chatted about a couple of singles here and there. We didn't really keep up with the release of this record.
We did not.
But I remember the lead single off this album, at least me saying that I struggled to find anything good really to say about it.
Yeah.
But this album, I enjoyed it. The only thing that I thought was a bold move was the 7-minute outro track, which was just talking. I thought that was a really bold move.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy they didn't put it like in the middle of the album, because then it would just be like kind of like, oh god, now I gotta skip a 7-minute track every time. But it's at the end, so people are probably like already done with the album.
Like when I was listening to it, I was like, I think that I have a feeling this is just going to be all talking. But I kept on listening to it because I'm like, what if it's not? Then I'll sound like an idiot during the podcast saying the track was all talking, but at the last 3 minutes it picks up and it's a song. So that was my only gripe, was just the bold choice of a 7-minute talking outro track.
Exactly.
But other than that, I did enjoy this record. The last single that we chatted about, the one with Simon Neil, Nervous, I think that's the last one we chatted about. That's easy. That's my favorite song off the record.
Yeah,
still.
That's fair. I don't have a favorite song, as this still isn't my genre.
Yeah,
none of my people have released anything. But I did enjoy it for what it is. I thought it was a solid record. As you said, the 7-minute track is a very, very bold move.
Very bold.
But it's like you're already there, so it's like, why not? Let me just listen to this whole thing.
It was like the parts that I did pick up of it, because like I zoned out it for most
of
it.
It's 7 minutes.
But the parts that I did pick up, it seemed like it was putting the ending pieces on like whatever story they were telling throughout the record. I think. Don't quote me on that, because like I said, I zoned out through half of it. But I think in the parts that I picked up, that's kind of what was going on and kind of the purpose of that track.
Okay, well that makes sense. Couldn't they like explain that? I was thinking about this the other day. You know the 1975 thing where they opened it up with like a 5-minute like speech or something?
Yeah, it was really dumb.
Why didn't they like break that up into, like, the album was long enough. They could have put like 30-second pieces at the end of every song, and then fans could have like pasted it together. I'm pretty sure they could have done that as well, but like,
yeah, it takes your 5-minute track and makes it a lot more easy to take in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So this isn't a podcast, it's a fucking album. Yeah.
Oh my god. Holding Absence dropped a new album. The greatest mistake of my life. Me too.
So true.
So true, bestie. So true.
So true. God, if that title isn't a mood.
Lord.
This album. Now I stayed up.
I know you have a lot to say.
I stayed up last night to listen to this record because I was like, okay, I got places to be tomorrow. I won't have time. And then this album kicked up. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely staying up. This album's getting done tonight. The first song after that, like 30-second intro celebration song, when he first yelled what is it? I'm alive.
Yeah. I'm alive.
That shit gave me goosebumps and had me hooked.
It does.
I was like, oh shit, when an album gives me goosebumps, that's how you know it's going to be good.
It's so cinematic, and for what? Like, it feels like, oh,
but I love it. But the right kind of cinematic, not like listening to a movie cinematic.
Exactly. Like, it's just like, oh, like you could see like the singer like in the rain, like, it's so good. So good. That alone can carry the rest of the album can be like hot garbage, but because of that song, brilliant. 10 out of 10.
And I know when we chatted about the title track, or no, it's not the title track, I'm thinking of the band Afterlife. When we chatted about the song Afterlife, I had a lot of good things to say about that song, and what I said then, which is like, you know, one of the bands to watch out for in terms of like metalcore and shit like that. all still stand after listening to this record. This record's phenomenal.
It is. I completely agree. It's a very solid record.
Yeah, easily one of my favorites so far this year.
Definitely.
Moving on to something that isn't either of our favorites this year. The Offspring put out an album, Let the Times Roll, and I think that we should have them on the podcast to ask them why they didn't just leave this in the folder on the computer. Because man, this isn't good.
It's not. As I said, I skipped halfway through. I think once I got to the "We Don't Have Sex Anymore" song, I gave up. I said I can't do this anymore. I tried, and I just skipped to the last couple singles we had on the playlist because it was at the end. So I already lost momentum by that time. So can you blame me?
I think the boldest choice of this record isn't even the fact that they put it out, because that was a bold choice to begin with. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a
very bold choice.
But it's the fact that they made "We Don't Have Sex Anymore" a single, the last single before the record comes out. That's what you hear.
I don't get it.
It ruined the entire record for me, because like, now I kind of put this band in like the same window. Now granted, they're not nearly as old as a band like AC/DC or Alice Cooper, but I kind of put them in there because of their like whole vibe and the fact that they suck.
And don't you call it like a boomer band? Are they actually boomers?
Yeah.
Let me see.
But because, like I said, they're not nearly as old. They're what, the 90s? But they just kind of carry that vibe, in my opinion. What I will give them is that out of like, if we're comparing them to those bands, which it's a questionable comparison to begin with, but we do that all the time here. If we're comparing it to the most recent AC/DC, Alice Cooper, and then this is easily the best thing that came out of that by a mile.
AC/DC is a copy and paste band where they know what their fans like and they just have stopped even trying with their music. So automatically this is better than that because all the songs are obviously different. Like you have one song where it's just not good, and then you have another song where it's like, we don't roll around on the floor, and it's just like, wow, this is even worse somehow. But it's different.
We haven't gotten laid in 30 years. Well, that sucks.
Okay.
Don't care.
I don't think anybody asked, but okay, sure.
I asked. Unfortunately.
Okay, so that is our review on this album.
Yeah,
it's not as bad as AC/DC, but it is still not great.
Yeah, but like I think that the worst part of this for me, outside of the sex song, because that was just awful,
that's horrible, is
the fact that the last full length they put out was 2012. So you're telling me you sat on this record for what, 9 years?
That's
You spent 9 years. Like, granted, they put out some singles and shit and like EPs and small things to kind of like, oh, we're still here. But like bands like this that have such a big discography, do you really have to keep putting out shit? Because I watched a clip of their Rock Sound interview. Poor James Wilson Taylor.
James Wilson Taylor.
They were like, we have such a big discography that it's like it's impossible to make a set list because you can't please everyone. Well, bands like that, them, AC/DC, fucking Alice Cooper, bands like that, that's why I put them in that category, is pretty much because of that clip. Just stop making music because you fucking, it probably sucks.
It's probably it's so harsh to say, but like it probably won't please the crowd that you already have, because you're just trying to do the same thing you had before. But why not just keep playing the songs that people like already?
You can literally just do what Kiss has been doing, which has been on a
reunion tour for the past 10 years.
A last world tour for the past 10 years and hasn't put out anything, and you could just do that and make a shit ton of money that way.
And they're still selling that out.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Oh,
because it's Kiss.
Yeah, so every single time they come through town, they're like, oh my god, it's the last time I get to see them. Better get a ticket. And then they come back next summer to play the same amphitheater to the same 4,000 people.
Exactly,
Plague Skater put out an album, Plague Skater 2.
This was my... Okay.
Oh, my bad.
Plague Skater put out a new album, Plague Skater 2.
That's my bad. I put my mouse over the wrong one.
Come on, dude.
Sorry, I zoned out. I got really into the Offspring glory.
You did. You're really invested in that. This album bangs.
It's so true.
I'm
so good.
Start off with that.
So good. I don't have much else to say other than it bangs.
Oh, We spoke to Will,
It's not out
obviously.
yet.
It's not out. No, it's not out yet.
It'll be over a
But
while.
in the interview, I told Will that this album sounded like Scott Pilgrim's band,
Uh-huh.
and it does. So that's a good thing.
And that's the review.
Yeah, that's it. So that's all you need to know. That's all I gotta say. It's so good. I love it so much.
So true.
Mm-hmm.
August Burns Red dropped an EP, the Guardians Sessions EP.
Mm-hmm.
This was just a mishmash of the singles they've put out at post the release of the record, and then a couple of other things. Mm-hmm. And although half of the album was acoustic, and I couldn't even be bothered to listen to that part,
Wow.
I thought that this was a cool kind of thing. And I think that more bands should do these like session EPs with like some covers, some like some instrumental tracks, because you can just pull the vocals off of those. It takes 30 seconds. And then
even though we'll yell at you for doing that, you could still do it.
Yeah, well, like if your entire EP is that, like we're gonna scream at you.
Yeah.
But like they included a track that didn't make the record, a cover, some other shit. So I think that all in all, there's not much really to say about it, except that I think it's a cool concept.
That's like what Gold Flame did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Gold Flame paving the way.
I think more bands should do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely agree. I personally don't remember much from this EP. But from what you said, it sounds like it was just, as you said, just kind of like a mixture of everything. So that's cool. All right. Dear Me released a new EP, Monsoon.
God, so true.
So true. This this EP slapped. I like this a lot.
Home is Where's got us broken, bro. Now we found out about this from the Not My Weekend feature, because we love Pat here. And that was easily,
and the other members, because it's not just Pat.
But we've only talked to Pat.
Yeah.
So we love Pat here. We haven't spoken to the other members. We love the band, but we love Pat because we've spoken to him like 3 times.
Pat, we love you.
But so obviously we found out about it through there, and that song is definitely my favorite because this EP is like all over the place, and the features
are crazy, right?
Crazy, and also you can hear like that band on that song, like it's not, which I think is cool. So that track sounded like a Not My Weekend song at certain points, especially when Pat was singing. It was one of the more upbeat songs on the record.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot. But I did enjoy the entire EP and what it was going for and everything and the features they pulled off and shit. And as much as we trash on Kellen Quinn, having him on a song is huge no matter what.
It is.
So.
That's still so that's so disappointing. That makes me so sad. God. But yeah, this EP was a banger. As Shane said, it's cool how they were able to kind of fuse 2 artists or band sounds and make it sound a little bit like them and a little bit like their original sound, because not a lot of people do that. Like if you have like Kellen Quinn on a Stand Atlantic song, it's gonna sound like Stand Atlantic with Kellen Quinn instead of Pierce the Veil. Is that him?
That's Sleeping with Sirens.
That's Vic. Sleeping with Sirens, isn't that Andy?
Sleeping with Sirens is Kellen. Oh my god.
Whichever one.
Not this shit again. Okay. Kellen is Sleeping with Sirens. Vic is Pierce the Veil. Andy is Black Veil Brides.
There are 2 veils. I think that's what's confusing me.
Glory, you just asked me if Andy was in Sleeping with Sirens.
And he's in Black Veil Brides.
Yes.
Okay. So I lost my point. Whatever. It was a good EP. It was a good EP.
Every single week we bring them up, and every single time Gloria asks, I think it's the funniest
shit. I don't listen to them. I don't know. I don't associate with them.
I just think it's so funny every single time.
God. Anyways.
So Waxflower dropped an EP. We Might Be All Right. Hi, Kiwi. I need more from this band. Pronto. I really fucking enjoyed this.
Okay, so I have something to say. We spoke about it last week. The main and how I forget the vocalist's name.
John.
What do you say? John? Okay, so how John has like a very specific voice and a very unique voice, along with Kellen Quinn, Andy Black, and Vic. I don't know his last name.
Fuentes.
I'm not even gonna try to say that. How they all have very unique voices, and how almost as that's how he said that's how you become a scene king. This person, whoever's singing, their vocals have that potential to be like that iconic voice because it's so unique and it's so different and you can pick it out of a crowd. So that made me so happy because it's not just like, it's just not something basic, it's like a very unique, good voice.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. I liked how they used it, I guess.
They've got like some like accent to it or something that like you
yeah,
could
there's
pick
something
that out.
in there.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure they're Australian, and you can kind of hear that off of it. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Pretty
I
sure.
could check their bio. Do you think they'd say that in their bio?
I would love if you would check their bio because Becky's laughing at us right now. Because she sent us all the press material and it's slipping my mind. Okay.
I don't think it says it.
I'm gonna fucking yell.
European label?
Oh, well, their label's Rude Records.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Rude Records.
Okay, yes, they're
Australian. Yeah,
Thank God.
You're right.
Okay, I was right.
Because it's not on their Spotify bio.
Yeah.
So
I went straight to the email. First press release I could find. Yes, they are Australian. I was correct.
Good job.
So yeah, it's got like that Australian accent to it, kind of, but it makes it so you can pick it out of the crowd. Because most Australian bands we talk about and listen to, you never really hear that they blend in so well. You're like, they're from Australia? No fucking way.
Exactly. It makes the first time I heard their voice, it literally something clicked in my brain where it's just like, oh my God, you stumbled onto something that's gonna be big. Because it has that potential. Their band has that potential, and that makes me so happy because it's good.
So true.
It's so good.
So
I
good.
loved it.
My only gripe is the opening track repeats just a little too much for me. A little too much. Just a little. Like just just the one gripe I had with this EP. The rest of it flawless. But I have a problem like when they repeat just one word one too many times. One too many times, and they did that. They pushed the line. That was my only gripe. The entire gripe with the entire EP. The rest was flawless. Drop the full length. I gotta hear more shit.
Yes. All right. I agree. Warren Hugh dropped a new single, Charge.
Banger!
Exclamation point at the end of that. I really enjoyed this single. This was the first time I've heard of Warren. Are you okay over there?
I'm just burping.
Okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed the single. I didn't expect like what genre it was. I looked at the bio. Apparently it's like the alternative and like shit
in it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like it's like alternative rap, hip hop, and R&B. And I was like, okay, sure, let me check it out. And I was surprised to hear it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, they fuse the genres well, because when I read it too well before listening to the song, and I was like, oh my God, that's a lot of genres you're fusing over there. That's it's definitely a leap there, and
a mouthful. Yeah,
I was like, no, wait, this bangs hard, especially that opener.
Bangs, yeah.
The opening part of the track was so good.
It was so good. That's what hit me when I listened to it, because I was listening to it when we got the email to listen to it. I was just like, okay, let me check it out before I respond. I was listening to it and I was like, oh, okay, I got to start writing this email. Like halfway through, it's only like a 2-minute track, I'm pretty sure, but in the first like 10-15 seconds it caught me and it drew me in. I was like, okay, sure, this is good. I enjoy this. Yeah.
So Sympathy Card dropped this single. The first track we got named after, that was named after us.
Wonderful.
GN Penis.
Wow.
I fucking hate that song title name so much.
I don't know if I should be offended or like honored.
I'm personally honored because this is my exact sense of humor.
It is. I'm pretty sure you're the one who came up with GN Penis.
I think I tweeted it once. Yeah, Good Noise Penis or some shit. Yeah. Or I've said it in the group chat because maybe I wouldn't tweet that. I just tweet like Good Noise Piss instead.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the song. It has no, with the song title Good Noise Penis, it has no right going that hard.
Exactly, and there's also no correlation to like they don't say it in the song.
And the baby on the cover smoking weed. Like what the fuck is going on here?
I love Sympathy Card, but what?
Well,
what?
like I really the album got sent to our DMs.
Yeah,
have you checked to see what songs are on it? Because I need a song called Lotus Boobs. That's been their joke.
Oh yeah, Lotus Boobs is on there. I checked it.
Awesome. I need a song. If we got Good Noise Penis, we need Lotus Boobs. That's just what we need.
Are you saying
here.
Lotus?
Lotus Boobs.
It's Lois.
Lois Boobs.
You keep saying it. I'm just trying to correct the name, not the
Lois Boobs.
Lois. There you go. Not Lotus.
Lotus Boobs. Lotus.
Oh God. Here,
you should just change it to Lotus.
No, wait. I'm trying to check. Boobs. I'm pretty sure
just change the boobs.
Here, let me see. Where is it? Google.
I think what we've learned during this podcast is that I just add random letters into words and make my own version of those words.
There isn't.
That's so upsetting. That's been their joke.
That's
so upsetting.
I don't know if I could say it. I don't know. I don't want to spoil. They haven't announced.
Yeah, don't announce it. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love them.
I just wanted to know if there was going to be a track by that name.
No.
Unfortunate. They got to change that. We'll tell them that on Wednesday when we're half asleep.
Mm-hmm. Trash Boat released a new single. Silence is Golden.
This song fucking bangs. So good. Way better than the last single.
So I just want to say, I'm pretty sure I said this the first time. I love the regular show reference because that's a classic. I was not the biggest fan of the song because I think I forget every time I see them. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like a cute little like punk band or something, and then it's like it kicks you in the face, and I'm like, oh, this isn't what I expected every time. But it's good for what it is. It's just not my genre. It's too violent.
I really enjoyed this single. I think it's because it was heavier than the last one, like by a lot. There was like a breakdown and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I do love a good breakdown. Those are always super cool.
Well, I have those every Monday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. You want to join me one time?
Sure.
Foxing dropped a single, "Go Down Together." And I don't even really want to talk about the single quite yet, but they dropped a music video with this that was hand drawn and took 400 hours to put together.
Oh,
and I think that is super sick.
Did you watch it?
I did not get a chance to watch it, but I saw the announcement with the music video. I was like, that's super cool, and watched the clip that they put on Twitter. So technically, I did watch part of it.
You watched a clip of it.
I watched a clip of it.
I want to bring up this music video that I still haven't seen, but I do want to talk about it.
I just wanted to say, like, I think that is super cool, the dedication to just one single.
Yeah.
Not because I was going to be like, okay, so here's my review of the music video. I was not going there. I was just saying I saw this on twitter.com and wanted to share with the class.
Yeah.
The song was good, too.
Yeah, the song was good. I enjoyed it. It's good.
God,
If I Die First release a new single, my nightmares would do numbers as horror movies.
All right, Edgelords.
I agree with you.
Yes.
Me too. Yeah.
So true.
Honestly, yeah.
I'm going to start putting them down as screenplays. But this is another track off that split that they're doing with CU Space Cowboy. And this another banger. Don't miss.
Okay. I thought this was good. Again, it's
a little too heavy for Glory's taste.
A little too heavy. But if Shane likes it, then it's probably good. Well, I can't go off of that. But
I got some questionable taste over here, Glory.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I'm super excited for the split. I fucking, it's slipping my mind when it comes out, but I'm excited for the split. But I'm excited for a lot of things and just forget when it comes out. It just shows up and
it's just like a surprise. It's like, oh my God.
Shows up in the new releases for you and I'm like, oh shit, no way. That's coming out this Friday.
My releases just for you has been broken. It's only been showing like one or half a song. So it's like
cringe.
Yeah. I only got like 21 Pilots last time and I was like, I don't even listen to them anymore.
Well, I get shit in my release radar that I listen to like once. Like I listen to a band once for like an album exchange. And now I get every single one of their releases. I'm like, I don't give a shit what Three Teeth is doing. Show me shit I'm actually listening to right now.
Yeah, I think it's because you have to follow people, but I follow like everybody we talk to. I didn't even get Plague Skater in like my email. And I was like, I know for a fact this was released. Where is it?
It's not there. It's just not there.
I hate it. Okay.
You take the next one. I don't want to fuck it up.
Marina.
Thank you.
Ah, frick. Wait. Marina and the Diamonds. Marina and the Diamonds? I think it's Marina.
I don't fucking
Marina.
know.
It's Marina.
Marina dropped a single, Purge the Poison.
Purge the Poison.
Banger.
Do you want me to I want to say a little piece. Okay, so
Go for it.
when I was a little child and I was growing up on Animal Jam, because that was the one game that I played Club Penguin first, got bored of that, went to Animal Jam. I had a lot of rares on there, just to flex on everybody. I was probably the richest animal jamming. So when I was younger in my wolf clan, because I was in a wolf clan, a fire wolf clan. Dude, I was like 8. One of my friends, my wolf clan friends, told me to listen to How to Be a Heartbreaker by Marina and the Diamonds. And I was like, sure. Little did I know that music video was maybe a little too inappropriate for a 8-year-old. I think I was 8. I don't know how old I was, but I was young. It was the first song that I heard on YouTube that introduced me to YouTube, along with the I'm a Banana song. Wish I could take that back. But again, Animal Jam friend and my wolf fire clan recommended that. I watched it. So this was probably the second song that I've heard from Marina. So, and I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't How to Be a Heartbreaker, but it still did slap.
It was good, yeah. When Sam had suggested Marina, whatever the fuck her name is, forever ago to me, I was like, you should listen to How to Be a Heartbreaker. And I'm like, not right now. I am listening to Attack, going through it.
It's a banger.
Ask me in a couple days. And they had described it as like bubblegum pop.
Yeah.
And this I didn't hear bubblegum pop, because I take bubblegum pop and I'm like, okay, it's a little too happy for my depressed ass. That's mostly why I said no to listening to How to Be a Heartbreaker at the time.
It's so good. I revisit that song because I'm like, this still slaps. Continue.
I think I still have to pass. I'm still going through it with the whole attack thing.
Yeah.
But so like this was like more like synth heavy, which I don't like associate with bubblegum pop. I just associate that with like synth pop. So I'm like confused. Is she like changing genres, or is this just what she always sounds like? But it's everyone is just confused as what genre she is.
So from the other one song that I've heard from them, they've never been like bubblegum pop. I wouldn't have recommended them using that term. I would probably say like alt pop.
Okay.
I don't know, because it has an edge to it, you know? So it's not just like Katy Perry in her peak. I don't know if that's what it's called, but you know, like TGIF. I think that's what it's called. But you know, that song.
Banger.
That song. It is, yeah.
Banger.
But it's not like that's what I classify as bubblegum pop, that kind of early 2010s music. Whereas this is just kind of like alt pop, where it's kind of leaning more on the pop side, but with a little bit of edge. Okay,
I just got yelled at by Sam. I have to correct myself. Okay. It was not How to Be a Heartbreaker. It was Bubblegum Bitch. That's what I was.
That is, yeah. I'd call that bubblegum pop.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah.
All right. Because I was like, I'm not in the mood for that shit right now. I am going through it. Probably like reading through the Asking Alexandria Wikipedia page for the 60th time while doing a discography dive of their discography for the 700th time. I was going through it. There was no time for bubblegum pop.
Yeah. Well, again, it has a little bit of edge. I don't think they've ever been like completely pop. But it's just like it always has like that like guitar or something in the background. So anyways, it's good. I like it. Good job. Hey Violet released a new single, Problems. This was another Sam recommendation. Because I was like, what else was released? And Sam was like, here's 20 songs. And I was like, well, okay.
So true.
So this one was pop.
Pop to the pop degree.
Like I listen to pop, but I don't think I listen to like pop. You know,
pop, bro. Like,
it's just like no, I don't know how to. It's pop. Like it's
I agree. It was pop, and
it's pop.
I mean,
did we mention it was pop?
It was definitely pop. But I enjoyed it, which was strange. Like I didn't think it was bad. I was like, this kind of bangs, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad. I just don't think I'll revisit it because it's just not my vibe.
That's completely fair.
Yeah.
One OK Rock dropped a single, Renegades. My gripe with this song is that they called it Renegades and it was like a slow ass song. You can't name
Yeah.
a song Renegades and then like not
Have it be
have
slow.
it not have it like be like it has to have a breakdown.
Legally,
Legally, it has to have a breakdown.
Yeah.
That was my only gripe with the song. I think
I
the most.
didn't.
Oh no, I was
No,
gonna go on a
go.
tand about the band itself.
Oh, no.
Say your piece about the song.
Wait,
and
are
then
they
I'll go-
bad?
No,
Whoa.
not that they're bad. I was gonna talk about just them.
Oh, okay.
You can say your piece.
I just wanted to say I did enjoy it. You're saying it's slow. It's just not like heavy
Yeah.
or like super fast. It's not an acoustic song by any means.
Mm-mm.
So I just want to put that out there. I thought it was good. This was my first impression of One OK Rock. I've heard like clips of them because they toured with Parks, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, those are the only clips I've heard. But I've wanted to check them out for a while because they toured with Parks, and like if they like it and if they think it matches their tour vibe, then of course I'm probably gonna enjoy it. And I did. I enjoyed the single a lot. I vibed. It was good.
I think the most interesting thing about One OK Rock is that like everyone has heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's probably heard a song or two by them, whether or not you know that or not.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just like they're not like relevant at all. Like they're
No.
massive. They've got a couple million monthly listeners on Spotify, but I don't
do.
know a single person that's a One OK Rock fan besides Sam.
Well, there you go. I just don't think we're on that side of Twitter. Well, Parksy.
It's not even that we're on that side of Twitter. It's the fact that they're so big over in like Japan, like over there. They're massive.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they're like signed to Fueled by Ramen and shit
Oh,
like
they
over
are.
here. So like they've got like they're massive.
They're big, yeah.
Like just in general. But I think it's strange that like, and obviously they get more relevant with like when they put out a song or something and everyone's
Yeah.
like, oh shit,
We'll
One
probably
OK
see all the
Rock.
fans emerge then.
But it's just I just think it's strange that how big they are. But like you've never really hear anybody go like, oh, I'm a One OK Rock fan. Like
Exactly.
it's just not something I've ever heard someone say, even though they have
Yeah.
like 2 million monthly listeners on Spotify, possibly more.
They could just have like a oh my god, what is it?
Are you gonna call
Casual
I
a
thought
casual fan base.
I thought you were gonna call it a cult fan base. I'm like a cult fan
No.
base at 2.5 million monthly listeners, and not a single person talks about them.
No, I was just saying like a casual like listener. Like they have
Yeah.
a couple songs that people revisit and or just like they listen to them. Like how we listen to what's a band that we casually listen to, that you casually listen to, like you revisit every now and then.
Most bands, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, just like one of those where it's just like, oh, I want to listen to One OK Rock. You know, that could be a thing. I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, I agree with you. It's a little weird that we haven't stumbled upon a One OK Rock stan. Maybe we haven't just seen them yet.
Unfortunate.
Origami Angel released 2 new singles, So True, God Bless, Footloose Cannonball Brothers, okay, and Blanket Statement. Footloose Cannonball Brothers is their best single so far. I will not take any...
No.
That's
This single was not the best single because it didn't have a breakdown in it.
But it was so good.
Yes, I agree. They were both very good, and I'm very excited for the album. Am I the only one that thought that at least one of the songs sounded a little bit like Weezer, or maybe it was just because we were talking about the Weezer Roomba at that time?
I think it was because we were talking about the Weezer Roomba, because I
Okay.
didn't hear Weezer at all. Well, maybe in what was the other one? Blanket Statement. Maybe
Yeah.
a little bit because they had the little doo doo
Mhm.
little doo doo part.
Yeah.
That was so it was so cute. I loved it. It made me happy.
my Weezer knowledge is very slim.
Yeah.
But I did think I heard a little bit of Weezer in there. But as I said, it just could have been because Gloria and I were talking about the Weezer Roomba, which is hilarious, by the way.
Why? I mean, I'll take like 20, but like why?
I need one for each room in my house personally.
Mhm.
Especially if it's playing Buddy Holly just on a loop, so you want to kill yourself
Exactly.
while it's going off.
Not Buddy Holly.
But yeah, I enjoyed these singles. I'm very excited for the double album. It's going to be miles better than the last double album we talked about. Miles better.
I'm so excited.
Regard, Troye Sivan and
Woo!
Tate McRae dropped a single "You," and this was so good. This sounded like all
Are you
of the
serious?
yes, because this sounded like all of the good songs off The Weeknd's most recent album. With that like synthy vibe to it. I don't really tell anybody, but I really dig a very specific synth vibe.
Uh-huh.
and like this hit the nail on the head in terms
Yeah.
of like synth music that I enjoy, like the
Wait, so-
synth pop.
But you did like Troye Sivan's EP.
I did. I like a
Okay.
couple of songs off it. It's not like I went back and listened to it 700 times. I could tell you I enjoyed the entire thing. But when we listened to it, I know I said good things about it.
Yeah. Because that's what this reminded me of. It just sounded like a B-side off of it because it still had that very synth, like poppy, almost like hazy vibe.
Mhm.
And that's what this sounded like. It was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I fuck with some synths, bro.
So true. Dodie, yes, released a new single. I Kissed Somebody, and then in little parentheses, and it wasn't you. Oh my god. This is Dodie. It's
Dodie.
Dodie.
It was cute. It's not for me, but it was
Exactly.
cute. And that's
I
what
love
most of
Dodie.
Dodie's music is. Cute, but not for me in the slightest.
That's fair. I love Dodie so much. Dodie, come on the podcast, please.
So true. I'm not your target audience, Dodie, but I can ask you some questions.
Exactly.
Everlit and Spencer Soletto?
Where are you getting that L? Sotelo.
Sotelo. Well, there was an L in there, so I added more. I literally said earlier when I fucked up the last one that I just make up words. Like I
you
will
just
add letters because I
yeah.
can't pronounce it, so I'll just add letters to make it something that I can pronounce.
Yeah. It's okay. I added what is it? I really don't hate you to like Ogbert's thing, and I felt like I would like to apologize for that.
I just add shit.
Yeah.
To the words when I don't know what to say. They dropped a single together, American Psycho, and this was good. Banger, so good. Not as heavy as some of the other stuff, and they told us when we interviewed them that they were going to drop more heavy shit. So I was disappointed that this wasn't heavy shit.
This was not what we were promised.
But I fuck with it nonetheless.
Yeah, exactly. It's still good though. Still good. Keep pumping out this stuff. It's good. Thumbs up.
So true.
That's it. Kulik dropped an acoustic version of his song "Just Be Friends."
And then also announced that he's doing an EP of 5 stripped back versions of songs off his album.
Sick. I like that Kulik's active again.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah, I missed him.
Yeah, this was good. I enjoyed this. Unlike most acoustic songs where I'm just gonna sit here and trash on it for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna trash on this one because it was good.
Good.
I'm just upset that Spotify didn't like put in parentheses like I think he's calling it like the coffee house versions or some shit.
Aw, I love when bands do that.
So it doesn't have that on the Spotify version. So on Last FM, it just counts as a scrabble off the album. So I don't like that. I think that we should change the metadata on Spotify. But other than that, it's fine. And it also like it had me for a second when I was like, oh my god, Kulik announced dropped something new already. He just put out that album because I kind of forgot the songs off the album and their names. But I started listening to it. I was like, I've heard this song before. What the fuck is going on? And then I saw it on Twitter today that it was that he's dropping an EP because he liked our picture of Walter Seggs. And I was like, I'm gonna go stalk Kulik, see what he's been up to.
No, Kulik saw that?
Yes, he liked it. He thought it was funny.
I thought they muted us. No, all big artists just mute us. I don't want your perception of us to be ruined when you see
Glory's like, Shane has access to the Twitter account. Just fucking mute us.
Just mute us.
2 Friends and Point North
so
dropped a single
embarrassed.
together. This will be my year. I think the craziest thing is that Two Friends has over 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and this is the first time I'm hearing about them.
Yeah.
But this song banged. I enjoyed this. I hope that Point North just kind of stays active.
Please.
Throughout.
More songs.
Yeah, until we get LP2. Just do collabs and shit. But I enjoyed this song. Yeah.
Yeah, I too enjoyed this song. It was a banger. It started the playlist off, and it started off strong because I can't say that about most weeks.
And that
Wait.
is.
Are we getting a Trapped single next week?
I think so, maybe.
I think I'm gonna be sick next week, so I think
I
you'll have to handle that yourself.
I think I'll have to do the podcast by myself. I'll call up Sam.
Yeah.
Sam.
Oh god, that would be interesting.
It would just be Sam and I getting off track, laughing at them or something. I don't know. It'd be a typical hangout.
Yeah.
And that is all the topics we have for you today. You can follow us on Twitter. It's Good Noise Pod, good_noise_cast. Got Instagram. It's Good Noise Podcast. Got Facebook. It's Good Noise Pod. as stated before, we're the biggest Facebook page ever. Got YouTube, It's Good Noise Podcast, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, and every other podcast streaming service under the sun is Good Noise Podcast. I got a Bandcamp is goodnoiserecords.bandcamp.com, and we got Patreon. It's patreon.com/goodnoisepodcast. I think that's everything. Glory's got your important plugs and the Patreon peeps, and we'll go from there.
Okay, Patreon supporters, David, my uncle, Matt from Pulses, and Eric, because Sam, okay. Thank you, people. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know how to segue. Important plugs. What happened this week? Jesus Christ, dude, it was literally like one after the other.
It just didn't stop.
Like shootings and stuff. Like there were like 4 school shootings.
Every single time I went on Twitter, Sam would send me a new tweet and was like, "Ayo, look at what just happened. You gotta retweet some shit."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh my god, not again!" Like,
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, it's. I can't even imagine what it's gonna be like when stuff is like fully open again, because it's starting to like filter back in.
Yeah.
And that's horrifying.
Yeah, because it seems like we're kind of like in like the 4th marking period, and most schools are opening up almost 200%.
Yeah.
Like if you want to go, you can go.
You can go. Yeah.
And it's fucking not good. No bueno.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
So check up on your friends. Because like I'm homeschooled, so I've never had to think about that. And it's not even just for schools. It's like a mall was shot up as well.
There was a FedEx place too at like 3 a.m.
Like it's disgusting and it's terrifying, and it sucks that this is where we are. This is it. I don't know. That makes me really sad to just wake up and just be like, oh god, another one, and that happened straight for like a week, every single day. It's like the headlines were battling because it was like, oh, police brutality. Oh, by the way, there was another shooting. Yeah,
it was like getting swept under the rug. That's why I wasn't even seeing it on Twitter, because it wasn't trending or anything. I was just getting sent tweets and was like, oh, what the fuck?
More stuff happened, and one time it was like 3 in one day.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I can't keep up with the shit. I'm trying to stay off Twitter, not be on Twitter more.
Exactly. So it's like, I get my news from Twitter, which probably shouldn't be like the best idea, but like it helps me see more stuff.
Got enough facts on it.
Exactly. Usually my timeline is pretty good about that. No, that's a lie. My timeline is horrible about that. I just go to the trending page, I see what's happening, and I go down the rabbit hole from there. But it's absolutely horrifying. And I just want everybody to stay safe, because this is like, I can't even imagine how bad it's gonna be once everything is like completely open. Because anyways, Black Lives Matter, in case you missed it. Stop Asian hate, in case you missed it, because wear your mask, because I would like to see my friends. I know a lot of people who would also like to see their friends. And get vaccinated, because in Virginia, 16 and over can now get their vaccinations. So that's it.
So true. And they opened it up to all adults today here in New Jersey. I think I saw that on Twitter.
That's sick.
I haven't really been on my phone, so
yeah, dude, Twitter is just.
I think that's what happened. I got a notification for it or some shit.
Yeah, bro, it terrified me because it started like buzzing and doing like an alarm, and I was like, "Is there a tornado? Is there a storm?" It's just like, "Hey guys, 16 plus can get their vaccinations now," and I was like, "You could have just like texted me that. You didn't have to like sound an alarm." That's why I live
my life on silent, bro. I live my life on silent.
Mine was on do not disturb.
Phone is never. The ringer is never on. No one can ever get a hold of me.
My God.
Even the government.
Totally isolated. My God.
And well, that's all the plugs we got today. I have been Shane.
I have been Glory.
And we'll see you next week. Maybe we'll talk about Trapped or some shit. Who knows?
No. Woo!